There you go. There it is.
Hola.
Hey, girl.
Hey.
How are you? Let me put this down.
We're back.
Oh, you know what? I need to go get my AirPods because I think last time we couldn't hear me. So 1 second, y'all.
I can hear you fine.
Oh, you can?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I won't worry about it.
Unless you can't hear without it. Some people can't really hear.
No, I mean we're good. I just thought that last time we couldn't hear me, but if you can hear me, that's all that matters.
I can hear you, girl. I
Okay,
can hear you.
girl. Okay. I like your hair. That's cute.
Thank you. Thank
Happy
you.
Wednesday.
Yes, happy Wednesday. Um, but I mean, not so happy right now. I
Oh,
just saw that news about Greg, girl. I just saw that. That's why I sent it to you. I didn't even know you would post it on our page.
well, I inboxed you as well. The
Ugh,
first dropped because I was like, she probably hadn't seen it yet. But
wow. So sad.
so for those who don't know, rest in peace, Greg Lee, which is the of Real Housewives of Atlanta, Nene Leakes. He had been battling colon cancer for, gosh, several years at this point. Um, and from what we've seen, in the public, he's been beating it. And I mean, it's been a tumultuous time, I'm sure. But yeah, so rest in peace, Greg. I hate that. I really do. And honestly, when that article came out about how she was in the club with her son and she had mentioned her husband was transitioning, I guess I felt
Mm.
he had more time. Maybe I didn't expect it to be just like 2 days later. You know what I mean? So
I did.
you
When
did.
she said transitioning, I did. That's why I was like, oh, why?
Oh,
I was just like, Lord. She probably didn't even want to go out. I'm
yeah.
assuming maybe she just had to do something because I think that was her club that she was actually at.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, when somebody says
Trans.
transitioning, to me, that means like it's happening in like the next few hours.
Oh no. Oh, just that's
And
just so sad.
I really liked Greg. I mean, they had such a long history between them from getting divorced and then remarried, and like, it's just really sad.
I know. I know. I really I hate that. He helped. He had a huge influential part in you know, Nene and her career. I think they met when she was in a
What?
something was in my throat.
Oh, I was like, I missed it, girl.
But I think they met when she used to strip and
Hmm. Are you choking? Are you okay? Sorry, y'all. We don't know what's going on right now.
something
Are
in
you
my
okay?
throat. Oh wait, wrong one.
Girl, please take all the time you need. Get a sip. We don't
But
need nothing happening
But
on live.
I say all that to say, like, we've seen the evolution of Nene, and it's no secret that Greg was definitely one of her biggest supporters. Um, and it's just very sad. I really liked Greg. I did. I don't know what it was about. I don't know if it was like just separately who he was, but I also felt like he provided a lot of balance to Nene, even when she would kind of go real far off if once she got back with Greg or Greg kind of talked to her or was in her ear, it just seemed as though he provided a lot of like that balance for her. So
Aw.
rest in peace, Greg. You will be missed. Prayers to your friends, close family, and all of the best. So anyways, I hate to just transition off of that. What else has been going on in the news? I feel like there's been so much. I know,
There has been a lot.
girl, Kanye and the
Kim and Kanye.
Kanye and the whole, Satan performance. Like, I just,
It's Donda. That's his, that girl. I don't know what. I don't know. I'm not one to judge, but I don't. It was really strange vibes. All of the visuals I saw, as well as the audio that went with the visuals. For those who don't know, we're talking about Kanye West. He's been in process of releasing his awaited album Donda, which is the name of his mother that has passed away several years back. But I think he did a live performance this weekend in Atlanta. It was like, I don't know if it was Atlanta or LA. I don't know where it was at, y'all. Don't give me the line. But it was a lot of people there. And he previewed some of the music. It was very, I've never seen anything like it in my 30 something years of life. I've never seen a concert like it. So I think he had like the inside set up like it was outside, and he had this like house that looked haunted, and he had like these visuals of people saying his mom's name very slowly. I'm not going to repeat how it sounded. And then he had I think Kim came
oh
out.
my God, that creeped me out. I don't know.
It was very strange.
That part creeped me. I mean, I'm sure the whole thing was creepy, but like for whatever reason, that Kim
Yeah.
and it just was weird.
No cap, no drama. You absolutely right. She said, musical genius, but crazy.
Right.
Absolutely. This man is a musical genius. We know this, okay? But he's definitely gone far to the left, really far. I think Marilyn Manson was there too. And it's just, to me, I'm just like, okay, I don't know if you are praise worshiping, because you were just doing praise and worship just a few weeks back,
She said the house
and now,
replica of his childhood house. Okay, got it.
okay, it was a childhood replica. But when I think of childhood memories, and if I wanted to honor my mom, I would have, you know, I think it would be bright and happy. I don't know. Everything that he was showing us was very dark. It was very dark. The energy seemed very demonic. I hate to say that, but that's the vibes I was getting. And it just really throws me off how he went from like Sunday church with the robes and the choirs and praise dancing to now we have like the haunted house on the hill and everything's black, and then we got the Bride of Chucky, Kim, coming in. It was just too much. And I'm like, we gotta pick a
What are we
lane, Kanye,
doing?
because
Right. Yeah.
girl,
It was,
I'm like,
yeah, it was a bit much. It was a bit much. It was a bit much. And I honestly think too, a lot of like, so I feel like you're either a Kanye fan or you're just not. Like the people that are kind of in the middle, you got to choose at some point because Kanye has always been a little bit more different. But the different that he came out with was the different that we liked, we appreciated, we could connect with. For the majority of
mm-hmm,
us, we were like, oh, we've never seen this before, but we like it. We want more of this, right? Hence why the old Kanye is, a whole thing. But this whole new Yay, I think there's Kanye, there's Yay. We loved Kanye, and now Ye is, Kim Kardashian's husband, and this nuance, and in terms of his mother passing, Jay-Z and Beyonce now not being his friends, like it's like this whole new person that we're seeing with Kanye. And I think that for a lot of us, for people who have been fans, they've really tried to hang on for as long as they could until it just became like, okay, now you're Trump supporter. Okay, now you're this. Now you're doing this. I mean, it's been really hard to honestly really like him because you don't know what he's doing. I mean, he's just not making it easy. So I think in saying all this is it's like it's totally fine to be different. It's totally fine to do things to get a reaction from the people, but is this really the reaction that you really want? And for some people they don't care if it's a good reaction or a bad reaction. As long as people are reacting, that's good. So, I don't know. I've seen a lot of comments that were just like, you know what, I'm done. I'm done. I've tried. But and then, you have the other people that are like, oh, I see what he's doing. He's talented. We can't take that away from him. But it's really hard to be treading in the middle. You either for it or you're just like, what the fuck? I'm done. This is some weird shit.
I mean, I'm gonna say from an outsider looking in, he needs help. Like Kanye needs help. Like I
And that's
understand y'all are like, oh, give him his creative space, blah blah blah. Yes, but it's like this man is
yeah.
clearly not okay. Like, can't y'all see that? Am I tripping? Like Kanye is not okay. It's obvious.
Well, and I think didn't Kim report like years ago that he is bipolar or something like that. I can't recall what she said, but it was almost like she was trying
Something like
her best to keep it private and really deal with things as privately as she could have until he started even throwing her under the bus. I mean, everybody
that's what I'm saying.
and
And then it's like, are they broken up? Are they together? Are they not getting divorced now? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know.
We don't know. Do they
And it's like, is he cool with Jay-Z? Is he not
is
cool with Jay-Z? Is he cool with Drake? Is he not cool with Drake? Like, it's so up in the air, this man. And, you know, it's strange. I did hear that he is legally changing his full name to just Ye, right?
again, what the why? We can like why do you have to leave? It's just different. It's different.
He is extra with a capital E. Okay.
Capital E for sure. But
God bless that man.
God bless them. God bless they've made some beautiful babies. I'll say that.
Yes, yes, yes. In other news, this is totally off topic, and I already know a lot of y'all hate the Kardashians. Okay, but I have to mention how the other Kardashian, what's her name, Courtney, right now, she's living her best life.
She is.
Okay?
She did.
She's living her best life with old boy.
Travis.
What's the rocker's name? Travis
I
Barker.
love Travis.
Scott Disick is not pleased
And
because I saw that he had wrote on Shade Room. He was like, "What's wrong with her? She lost it in the middle of France." Like,
yeah.
Scott, you're jealous. You're jealous. Okay,
I
that's all I gotta say.
literally love Scott. I love Scott. I like Travis because I don't know him. I just, from being in that group in the past and things like that. I don't know a lot about Travis, but he just seems like Courtney's in her lane. And Courtney, the one thing I've always liked about Courtney, she does whatever the fuck she wants to do. She
She do.
doesn't give a shit about media. She doesn't give a shit about body image. She doesn't give a shit about none of that. Like, she likes who she likes. It's not, you can tell that it's not for publicity. Like, she's
No.
not into the whole surgery, making herself change for,
Nope.
like, she's just like, she's just Courtney. You know what I mean?
She's not into the black man trend either. Okay, y'all can keep these black men's. She's gonna stay with her Caucasian men that she like, and she been liking them,
And she's
and she not about to change for y'all.
It's just you really, and so many people love Courtney. Like, a lot of people love the fuck out of Courtney because they're just like, Courtney is, at the end of the day, she's Courtney. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, that's the only Kardashian I follow.
yeah. So,
but I thought that was funny.
hey guys, hey Kim, hey Court, hey Chloe.
That was a whole error.
It was a
They're
whole
off TV now.
It was a whole era. Do you think their kids are gonna have like their show eventually, where it's like the kids?
Oh yeah, they're probably already working on that. You already know Kris Jenner is not playing out here.
Like, okay, this check has stopped, but this one is about to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then word on the street is Travis Scott and Kylie, they having another baby. So
Right.
babies all around, all around.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, same. I can't, same baby daddy. So, people, because I've seen some reports also, not reports, comments like, oh, well, they're not married. He needs to marry her and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, you know what? For
These
some
people don't be
people,
in a marriage these days.
well, some people marriage is important, and then you have others where it's important whether they're together or not to have the same child's father, you know, even though it's like, well, are they together? Are they like whatever? Like some people, they're like, you know what? They will literally go back to their ex or whatever just to procreate, to, you know, to have the same dad and same mom and just have more kids. I've heard that more than I haven't. And, you know, to each its own, you know,
Girl, whatever floats your boat.
whatever,
Okay.
right? Your boat. I did want to bring up really quick Jasmine Sullivan's stories. It's not even really like a topic, but
Oh yeah, that was funny.
she's trending, right? And it's funny because, and I don't even know if I can read some of the uh because it'll kick me off alive. But let me see if I can pull some of them up on here. Jasmine Sullivan.
Yeah, funny. Her whole story was trending
Man,
because she had people send in their secrets and people are trash. So yeah, it was entertaining.
it was basically like her asking her fans, what is something that you have not disclosed or shared with your partner? And baby, the stories, the people, y'all were spilling it. I mean, some of this I was like, okay, is this like made up? Like what?
I believe it. I know how trifling people are. I believe every word of it.
Oh my gosh, I don't even know. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be able to pull this up, but it was funny. I have some screenshots, but I can't read them because it'll kick me off. But if you check out her stories, there may be some time left on there.
Yeah, it was all types of stuff. People having sex with their boyfriends, fathers, people not knowing who the real baby daddy is of their child.
It was
I like the one where the girlfriend actually bought the house that her and her man was living in, and she made it seem like they were renting. So the boyfriend was giving her rent
oh
money every
yeah,
month, but she actually owns the house. I was
that
like,
was
oh,
a
you're a
good
boss.
one. That was savage, actually. That was actually pretty.
That's funny.
That was a great idea. I'm like,
Yeah, that
oh,
was
it's
great.
like a bad thing.
Yeah, that
Like,
was a good one right there. I mean, he's not gonna be happy when he learns about it, but hey,
right,
you're gonna be up forever.
girl.
Um,
What you said, I really.
yeah, that was interesting.
But what else?
But yeah,
What else has been kicking in the news?
nothing much really.
I feel like there's been some other stuff going on. Confirm. I'm trying to bring up whatchamacallit. But
Super sad.
super savage, man. Listen, it was juicy. I was like, man, these people ain't shit. And Jasmine Sullivan was like, I think I need to create an album for fuck women because for the men, because there are some women, I didn't realize how many women out here getting it in. Like
Yeah. It was
people
a lot of
about,
women cheating. Yeah, it's not just
yeah.
men out here.
Oh, Drake's album
But
Friday. Are you excited?
girl, I didn't even know I've totally been so tapped out. I forgot all about it. But I'm always happy to include more Drake into the portfolio. Okay, because
Girl. He
I love me some Jersey.
he always has good captions too. Like people, I just be like,
Oh,
great.
yeah, his whole album is gonna be a quotable. All quotable. Always good quotables from Jersey.
Facts.
I mean, he's really just the artist of the decade. I mean, I don't even want to say just this decade because he's been popping since 2009. So I'm just like, when is this man going to fall off? Because this is really unheard of. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy.
I think that I think that I don't know, I feel like we're kind of like in a stagnant world right now. Like it's the same top people just kind of cycling and less and less and less of like, I don't know if it's just people are bored right now, but some news don't need to even be news. I'm like, why is this trending?
What you talking about?
Just things that I've been seeing, I can't really recall right now, but there's just, I mean, it's just been lackluster of like things going on right now to the point where I feel like people are just kind of like digging up, like for instance, Safari and Erica Mina, and just like, how these blogs, they post like a quote or something that one of them say on Twitter, and it's just like, I gave my baby some milk, and then Safari's like, oh my god, don't give the baby milk, and then it'll be like, now everyone's in their business, like, oh my god, why would she do that? It's just like, I'm like, why do we care? Why is that news? Like, you've never seen stuff like that where it's just kind of like pointless. It's like people have, blogged.
I've been kind of tapped out. I ain't really been on my shit like I usually am. I haven't really even been posting like I usually do.
Yeah, it's
Sorry,
not.
Melanin Me fam.
Yeah, like
Um,
yes, very boring. Like it's just not. There just hasn't really, like, the things that these Hollywood Unlocked, Shade Room. Some of it is like, oh, that's interesting. Like that is some tea, and then others it's like, okay, well, y'all had to dig this up archives, because why do we need to know this? Like this is just, it's just like interesting. So I'm like, what? People are just probably just living their life. There really is no true tea out here right now. And I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I feel like COVID though is still just taking over these kids at school. I have Carter, who will be 13 in October, and they have now moved from virtual to allowing the kids back to school and all the things. But there's tons of kids now that have COVID. So, shocking, right? Some of the counties don't require you to wear masks. Some of the districts do. I know one of the teachers today came to my car, and I thought he was in trouble, because I'm thinking,
mhm,
I told you this morning, don't have no teachers call me, And so I see a teacher walking up to my car with Carter, and he's like smiling, and I'm thinking like, okay, must be good news. And she's like, I just want to let you know that, your son and a few other kids were exposed to someone in class that had COVID. And, he was like, but because he's vaccinated, he doesn't need to really, do the whole incubation, like quarantine thing, unless you feel like he should. She was just like, monitor and see if he has symptoms, blah, blah, blah. So, that's really what's happening in the world of parents who have kids in school, is like trying to figure out, okay, what's going on with this COVID? It's
yeah.
not going anywhere. Like COVID.
Well, I know now it's more confusing because people who they thought were fully vaccinated, they're not anymore. So now you got to get a
Booster.
booster shot or so you could be more fully vaccinated. So
Right.
yeah,
Right.
it's a mess.
It's
It's a
a
whole mess.
it's a hot mess. So, you know. Excuse me.
Yeah. And it's getting real because a lot of companies have already said they won't allow um, employees back in the office unless they are vaccinated. And I think in some major cities like in New York and I think they're considering LA as well, no like public entry unless you're vaccinated and have the card on hand.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be interesting to see how deep this goes.
I know.
Hmm.
Interesting. So it'll be interesting to see, like, does this ever get slowed up? Is it just gonna continuously be like, how the flu is, where it's just always gonna be here forever, and it's just, you know, you have some people who die from the flu, but then you also have just like, okay, I have the flu and I need to just get over it. So I don't know, but I'm tired of COVID. I'm tired of.
Doesn't look that way,
I don't.
especially since people who are vaccinated are still catching it. And it's just like they got to figure it out. I mean, it's just not enough time. It just wasn't enough time. You can't come up with a solid vaccine in 10 months. Like, come on. Takes decades sometimes. So it's definitely going to be like trial and error, I feel, for a little bit.
Yeah, makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I did want to bring up, because I've been seeing even like
Makes sense.
makes sense.
You're so funny, girl.
It makes sense in terms of, well, that's been everybody's fear anyway. It's like, one, I've heard it's not FDA approved, even though now it is. But for so long, people were like, hey, we're not taking any vaccine. You guys just threw that together. There's 80 different versions. Which one is the one, so for so long, I mean, that's been what the arguments have been, and the hesitation and the reservations of many Americans has been, is like, okay, y'all have this vaccine, but the vaccine for X took a decade, or it took years in trial and error. And it just, I mean, people got shots. I don't even know how long after COVID. I mean, it was quite quickly. Um, and so, but in terms of what you just said, I mean, it definitely makes sense that, it's going to probably be around for a while, and it's going to have to be trial and error. And until they find something that sticks, if it will, who knows? I don't know. I don't have the answer. It
Yeah,
just seems,
that school situation is definitely risky too, because I already seen there was a bunch of schools that had outbreaks
yeah,
already.
girl. And it's a new, and my thing is that's really confusing for me is the new versions of it. Like, it's one thing, it's like, okay, we have COVID, and all right, that's big enough. Now it's, okay, there's a new one now, right? It's worse than the first one. Then there's another one that's come out after that, and it's like, okay, this one is going to impact kids. And it just is like,
Yeah, and how many times they want everybody to get shot up? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, okay, this shot, then the booster, and then now what else? Like, child, I'm gonna need y'all to at least get your things together first.
but it makes sense though. Like, it's just probably going to be a clusterfuck for a while. Like, I asked my sister, you know, I have questions in terms of the masks. And I heard since day one that, the only really real effective mask is the N95 mask that they use in the hospitals. And for a while, there was a shortage of even those. So healthcare workers were even more at risk trying to save people that already, it was just a huge mess. So then you have people that wear bandanas, they wear t-shirts, they wear, it's kind of like, what? Like, what? And then you have the people that wear the clear mask, which I think are actually kind of chic, especially if you have on like a beat, or you don't want, you maybe you can't breathe in the ones that are plastered to your face. But my thing is, when you do that, can COVID not come through the sides?
Girl, them shields is just for show.
Like,
they're for show.
Yeah, like, can COVID not creep up, on the sides and come through? Like, it's just it's a joke to me in terms of how many things that they say you should do, but they haven't really figured out 100% or even 99.999% of things that are really truly effective. You got people,
and why have they not told everyone to, I don't know, eat good? Like, eat fruits and vegetables, for goodness sake. Take vitamin C. Goodness gracious.
Vitamins.
They skip over all that shit. Just,
body, so that
eat McDonald's but get shot up. Like, come on. I'm just saying.
They say the people.
I've been taking vitamin C faithfully since all this went down. By the grace of God, I have not gotten COVID to my knowledge. If I have, I've been completely asymptomatic. But I've also had like at least 7 or 8 COVID tests, and none of them have been positive. I've done nothing but take vitamin C. I have not been vaccinated. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how the cookie crumbles. I don't know how the ball works. But, me building my immune system, it has been doing me right. It has really been doing me right. And my fear with the vaccine is, why why fuck with something that's not broken? Like, if my body is handling everything well now, I don't want to take the shot and then feel flu-like symptoms for a few days and then be like, oh yeah, I'm good now. Like, now I'm extra good. And then still can get it. You know, like, it just doesn't logically make sense to me personally. But I guess time will tell.
I love that you have that position on that, because I think right now we're in this world where people are making people feel really bad about the decisions that they're making in terms of their bodies. And that goes for abortions, that goes for COVID,
Everything.
not just COVID. I mean, I'm speaking to just any, if
Mm-hmm.
if you decide that X, Y, and Z is not for you, that is your business. You know what I mean? That is your right. That is your business.
For now, it's all right.
Well,
That's
yeah,
okay.
exactly.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is it's just nobody's business. But for whatever reason, there are people out here that just feel really, really strongly about other people and what they do with their bodies. And it is very disturbing and disgusting. Um,
Like a herd mentality.
yeah.
Sick.
So I don't know. It's just weird. It's just, I feel like we live in
I don't know either.
I don't even know how to say this. Like, I'm really excited about the world. I was excited about the world opening up because I was feeling like when it was down, I was literally going crazy. And it just felt like naturally, I'm a homebody in general, but I've always said it's
Yeah, I'm good with another lockdown. Like, we can go right back under. I'm good
for me
with that.
not like, it's one thing if I stay home because I have the right to stay. It's another thing for me to be forced to stay home and everybody's staying home and under the same roof day in and day out, day in and day out. Like, it literally got to me. And um I just, it's mixed emotions. I feel like people in general, they do need human interaction, specifically for my son who, is a kid, having to see him sit behind a computer. I mean, adults, after a while, we get really bored and we get checked out and we start losing, all the things that, whatever. So imagine, these little bitty kids that are just like, sitting for 8 hours a day in front of one screen. It can get a bit much. And I'm at the point where I'm like, all right, can we just do like a hybrid where, the kids go into school maybe a few days, they stay home a few days, who knows? Like, let's try it, let's maybe not, or I don't really know. Again, I don't know what the answer is, but
Yeah, because it would, I mean, I'm not a parent, but it would leave me a bit uneasy if there continues to be these outbreaks in schools. Like, I don't know if that would be better, I don't know. I don't know.
yeah.
Fine. It's tough. Like, if every week there's another COVID outbreak in the school, is it wise to keep having
Well, there's
kids
always
passing it? I don't
Well, my
know.
thing is, again, to my point I made earlier, I feel like it's never going away. COVID is always going to be here. Someone down the street is going to have COVID. Like, no matter what type of interaction, you're probably in somebody's space, not you physically, but I'm saying somebody is probably in somebody's space, whether they're at the gas station and they touch the gas handle, or, they.
And you see, that's what just really confuses me, because it's just like, I'm confused, because when I grew up and I got, the measles and the mumps vaccine, I didn't catch the measles and the mumps. So I'm just really lost as to, like, how are all these vaccines being circulated? Everyone's getting shot up, but yet COVID's always going to be here. It's always going to be, we're always going to get it. But there's a vaccine though, but we're always going to get it.
You keep saying shut
Okay. I'm just like,
pop, 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 shut up.
well, I'm just trying to figure it out. Like, back in my day,
Yeah.
okay, when I got vaccinated as a child,
Yeah.
for mumps and measles and all that shit,
Yeah.
I was never expected to still catch mumps and measles. So I'm just trying to see like, where have we crossed over now where that's not what a vaccine does for COVID?
Well, flu, that's
is what I'm trying to understand.
around for years and years and
A flu shot's not a vaccine, though. Flu shot's a flu shot. So they're calling this vaccine a vaccine.
Mm.
So we know, as how we grew up, when you get vaccinated for something, you're supposed to be immune to that disease. You're not supposed to get it anymore, nor transfer it.
Had chicken pox?
I have, but I've also never had a vaccine for chickenpox.
Okay.
We didn't get those. We got vaccine. Kids after the 90s got vaccine for chickenpox, which is why there's barely any chickenpox left.
Harder.
Chickenpox is damn near extinct. Yeah, exactly. It's only very few in between people even have chickenpox. But back in our days in the 90s, everybody had chickenpox. You see what I'm saying? So the vaccine will work because now the younger generation, they don't spread chickenpox like they used to. Hence, just like how our generation in the 90s, we weren't spreading mumps and measles like they were in the 1800s. So logically, I just would love if anyone, I don't know, the CDC administrator, the president, somebody, just let me know why the vaccine is out and circulating, but we still are going to be catching COVID. I just really want to know. Well, for my own mind, just to make sense of it, you know?
To your point that you just made, do you feel like maybe, well, you probably touched on this earlier, but do you feel like just over time there will be, based on science and the slowness of evolution, you know, and eventually it did get to a generation where it's chickenpox non-existent. Chickenpox, I haven't heard of it. Could COVID be in line for that same thing, do you think? Like, maybe
I would hope it is, if everyone I know is vaccinated. I mean, I only know a handful of people that's not vaccinated.
Right.
So if this is a true and tried vaccine, like they say it is, we shouldn't have nothing to worry about. The vaccine's out, it's circulated, it's working. We're good. We're going to have less cases as opposed to more. But for some reason, the numbers aren't matching up with what they're saying. So it's just like, just out of observation, I'm going to say that the vaccine isn't really a vaccine. That's all I'm going to say. I feel like the vaccine may be some
like a shot,
preventative measures, but it's not a true and tried vaccine, because we know with our own personal experiences as of taking mumps and measles vaccines back in the day, we know a vaccine will truly prevent you from getting that and spreading it. So if we know that's not happening here, then how can we truly call this a vaccine? That's all I'm saying. I just want it to be what it is. You know, maybe vaccines aren't what they used to be. Just somebody let me know. I don't know. I just would love to know. You know, I don't know.
Oh, girl. I don't know. You made a lot of valid points. Again.
Yeah, I'm just saying, we ain't had no mumps and measles. And I definitely got mumps and measles vaccines. I remember it. So something ain't adding up. That's all I got to say. I don't know.
I mean, it definitely makes sense. I don't know.
Girl, nobody knows. But God knows, and he got us, so we good.
I sure hope so, because, you know, that meme that'd be like, God, why my wings so little? Cause you barely made it. Hell, sit down. Go over there. Go find
Girl, I'm sure Instagram done blocked this whole live since we started talking about vaccines and shit.
Thinking to myself, like, crap, I don't want that damn COVID. Like,
they'd be like, for the real COVID information, press this button.
No, for
like, okay.
shadow banning and all that kind of stuff. When people talk about COVID, like, damn, again, people can't have an opinion.
You can't talk about shit with COVID, girl. You can't. And we ain't talked about it in months. Like, when have we mentioned COVID? We don't be talking about it.
I hate the word COVID. Like, I hate talking about COVID. I don't even like bringing COVID up. It was just more so like,
yeah,
what happened today.
But now with the vaccines, everything's brought right the fuck back up, because now it's just like, are they going to be mandatory? Are they not? Or do you need a card to travel? Are you going to need, like, now it's just so many loopholes.
Girl.
And I do see a world where it's like, you know how you go in the store to buy liquor, you're going to have to go, any store you go into, you're going to have to show your vaccine card just to get into the store or to get into the venue or wherever. Mm-mm. I do see that being the world that we are entering. So.
This is too much.
The haves and the haves not. The haves and the haves not. Oh, shit. I'll be like, can I get some bread, ma'am? Be like, no, take your unvaccinated ass out of here.
Oh,
Oh Lord.
so funny. It's really not because I could see it actually being true.
Girl, I swear it's really headed.
Where
I'm like, Mia, can you talk to me?
like, girl, now you know there's still time
You know I'm not supposed to talk to you.
for
I can't. Oh my gosh.
and I wouldn't do that, girl. I would just be like, girl, now you know there's still time.
Now you know.
About sliding you a shot, girl. Like, no, me, I just still can't do it. I can't. I'm like,
Girl, and then I thought I would be safe with, a CDC vaccine card, but they busting people left and right. You getting prison time for these fake cards now. You better off just missing the function, missing the flight, because if they catch you with that fake vaccine card, you're out of here. You got a felony, you owe $10,000, and you're on shade room.
I don't know why I feel like I'm treading in dangerous territories right now talking about this.
Girl, I know. Next topic.
Anyway, did you hear about the baby meeting with 9 LGBT and 8 organizations?
Girl, yes, I read. I knew the time would come where he'd have to apologize, do what he needs to do.
Now, I do agree that, an apology was warranted, but I don't know if like going to each and every community, is the thing to do. But if that is what it is, it's what it is. And, I just saw that headline and I was thinking to myself, I knew this was going to happen. I mean, as much as he was trying to resist it and be like, F them, they're attacking me, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that. It's kind of like, okay,
You're gonna do something, yeah, because they're gonna ice you out, boy.
here we are. And here we are. So he apparently made an apology and to each and every organization. And, he's wanting people to receive him. He doesn't want to be canceled. He's singing a different note now, which some people do because they are like, you know what, it's just easier to just give the apology, be sincere, and move on. Or you could still be, super, super, like, strong in your opinion and don't want to do anything. But it's like, okay, we see how Boosie got canceled for. Now, Boosie is a different individual. However, he is not allowed on Instagram. You know what I mean? Like, it's almost kind of like he was saying he had 10 million followers and he was getting paid promotions, paid, it's a business. It's no secret. Instagram, if you utilize it in that form, or any social media platform, it is a business for a lot of people, entertainers, small people, big people, whatever. So, he's canceled and he still is like, I have the right to say what I want to say. And
Who canceled him? I missed that.
Instagram canceled him and the gay community has canceled him.
What, they deleted his page or something?
Yeah, they deleted his page from Instagram.
Oh, for violating guidelines?
Yeah.
Oh.
And he's like, I have the right to say what I want to say. He was like, the one thing that the reason why originally that he got canceled for good, apparently on Instagram, was because there was some girls that were naked and he's saying there was emojis that were covering the nipples. But
Boosie gotta stop.
he was like,
you're too old for this, Boosie, for real.
Twerking. They were twerking. Who am I to deny them the right to twerk? They had pasties on their nipples. he said them girls, they got their pages back. They got them pages back. They had 30 followers. They got their pages back. I got 10 million. I still don't have my page back. So he's just really upset about it.
I don't know when people gonna realize these are not our platforms. Like, we just here, passing by, passing through, because we don't own shit. This is not Monopoly. You can't own nothing on these platforms, and at any time they could take all this away from you.
Yeah. I was watching the Breakfast Club interview with him, and it was just a big old thing with him and Lil X, and him making comments that he was gonna beat his ass. Boosie was gonna beat Lil Nas X's ass if he were to perform naked at like an award show. It was something along the lines of it. That man come out here naked, I'm whooping his ass, right? And so Charlemagne and Angela Yee, all of them were like, well, if it was a straight person and they ended up performing naked, would you kick their ass? And he was like, yeah. He was like, I would have, I don't want to see none of that. I don't care if it's a female. I don't care if it's, and they're like, Boosie. Like, he's like,
Boosie.
yo, I don't want to see that. I don't care who you are.
Boosie. Now,
They like, but you have threesomes, like, with girls. Like, do you
all the time.
You not feel like it? He's like, nah, that's different. He was like, he said basically if his daughter were to ever come out and she wanted to be married to a woman, he would not attend the wedding. He said, I would still love her. I still would, accept her, but I could not support that in being at the wedding. And he said, because that would be me setting a precedent for my sons, that this is okay. And, it's just.
Hey. Boosie said he fuck 2021. Y'all not about to change his views about this. Okay. That's his prerogative, honey. I don't,
And I think
he got to get with the times, but.
With Boosie, unfortunately, he does. The fortunate part, he says what he says, right? So a part of us, we love people who can do that, right? Just be free, and they don't really have a filter. But then on the other side of it, there is a lot of hypocrisy with what he says. But I also feel like there probably is some type of validity to what he's saying. It's just he doesn't know how to really articulate it either. So it's kind of like there's three.
I mean, everybody has their own,
they have their
opinions, so it's definitely valid.
Well,
but
sometimes there's a way people can still say something and it be received not in a way where it's like super turned off, but
yeah,
you know what I mean? So sometimes it's not.
Boosie is just still in, the 90s where you say whatever the hell you want to say.
Right.
And if you got a problem, come see me. Basically, I like Boosie for that reason alone, just because everybody today is so politically correct and thinking about what they say before they say it. And Boosie just doesn't care. And a lot of his stuff is ignorant. I don't agree with a lot of his viewpoints,
right.
But it's funny. And it's just like, I don't feel like he's coming from like a malice place. Like, I don't think he hates gay people. I don't think he's coming from that place. I think he's just stuck in 1996.
But I think like how he says some stuff, it comes across that way. But to your point that you just said, I really don't feel like he just has this like inner, but then again, I do want to know why he always feels the need to keep bringing up gay people. I mean, these people are.
I know that could be a personal demon.
People are not bothered.
Feel me?
I just want you to shut the fuck up.
That could be a personal, because the people that be homophobic be sometimes battling their own demons. I'm not gonna say that, but
they have a Judy somewhere in jail. I don't know, but one thing we know is that you keep bringing up these gay people, and they not bothering you. They not talking about what you doing in the bedroom. Like, you keep bringing them up for whatever.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things where I'm like, okay, you got to draw the line. Like, just leave.
And trans too, yeah.
Leave it alone.
You're gonna find out sooner or later.
But you posted something yesterday that I thought was really funny. Really, really funny. And I had no idea about it. Do you know?
Oh, Trick Daddy, yeah. Yeah, that was funny.
Just not have known that information, but I thought it was funny. So
hilarious. Trick Daddy's ridiculous.
Girl, what did he say?
I ain't gonna say it on here. Y'all go check out Melon and Me post. But
Trick Daddy talking about he like booty to be ate. He like his booty to be ate. And Tank has come out and has, co-signed and said, let that woman eat. Let that woman eat. So there's the whole thing, I guess, women liking to eat, men's booties. So that's the thing. Um, which, you know, there's a lot of stuff that happens in the bedroom that probably is really crazy and can get crazy, but it just was the fact of Trick Daddy, and I was just like,
Girl, and it's just like, oh my God, it's just, can people keep their business to themselves? Like, I don't care. I don't want that visual. I don't.
nobody.
It's just too much. It's oversharing to the max, and I understand everybody wants to go viral and wants to trend in these streets or whatever, but it's just becoming too much. Like, that's why I just be scroll. I barely even stop and really read what the fuck's going on out here anymore. I really barely do, unless that I find it really funny. But
Right.
other than that, I'm like, can people stop sharing so fucking much? It's just so overwhelming. It's the oversharing for me.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I thought that was hilarious. I was like, wait, what is this? I was like, Trick Daddy in the news? He's trending? Does he have a new song?
Girl.
Girl, he just like his booty ate. Oh, okay. Great.
And says that man said I get 8 out. I'm so done with him.
Oh my gosh.
I literally hate everyone. It's just like, ew. So tired of people.
Wasn't there, did you hear about the news with Lizzo? Did you hear about anything with her?
No, I think somebody was fat shaming her or something, but she said, don't fat shame her. I don't know, girl.
Oh,
Okay.
I was like, I, I didn't really read into it. I heard
It was something like that, but I don't never be seeing nobody fat shame Lizzo. Like, she says people be in her comments fat shaming her, but I always see
support.
good comments about her. So I don't know. Even when they post her on Shade Room, like twerking or whatever, it's always a bunch of comments with a bunch of lights, and it's like, oh, if this was Rihanna, y'all would love it. So stop hating. And she usually has a lot of support. So now I don't like Lizzo's music, so I don't really pay attention to Lizzo. Like, I saw she dropped the video with Cardi B, didn't like it. I heard 2 seconds of it, hated it. You know what I'm saying? That's just not. She doesn't do my type of music that I like to listen to. So
I think there was like
I
ad that was cool that I liked. I don't remember.
yeah, she's just not my jizz, whatever you want to call it. Oh, this is why she was trending too, because she released the top 5 list, and I think she said that I think Justin Bieber was in her top 5. She called Justin Bieber the Prince of Pop, I believe, and so a lot of people were going in on her about that, basically saying like, where'd you get that from? Out of all the good black musicians out here, you chose Justin Bieber as the Prince of Pop. But she's entitled to that. And if y'all listen to Lizzo, you could clearly tell she has a strong, like, pop influence. Like, she's not really R&B or anything to me. She's very popish. So that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's what I saw her trending for.
Mm.
Something about fat shaming and then that. So I don't know.
Girl,
I really be feeling like these celebrities are trying to come up with something, like you said, to stay relevant, to stay in the scene. Like, no one's talking about them. Let me just come up with something real quick. And we're all just over it. Like, everyone gets this much of our attention. Like, it's 2 seconds of attention, and then it's like on to the
on
next.
to the next. Oh my God, what? Ooh, oh my God. And then you're like, on. Like,
And then we're over it.
I feel like that. And that's one of the sad things, too, when it comes to death. And, you know, I just don't even feel like we mourn people. I don't know. That may be another different. I don't even know how to articulate what I'm about to say, but I don't know. I just feel like we're just everything is very popcorn. It's getting quicker and quicker and quicker. Moments are more fleeting. Music is being put out way faster. It always has been. It's like nobody really takes the time. I'm not saying all artists, but I'm just saying, like, everything is just very microwavable. Nothing is of like substance of anything. Like, it's literally like I said earlier, oh my God, I fed my baby milk. Oh my God, don't feed that baby milk. That baby don't drink milk no more. And it's like, oh my God,
Girl.
it just, you be like,
Speaking of speaking of, you're a mother, and this is switching gears a little bit, but you just reminded me with the milk comment. So there has been some mom shaming, okay, in the mom community for mothers who are not breastfeeding. And I know this has been like going on for a while, but now I guess because there's more photos and pictures of moms like breastfeeding like toddlers and saying like how important it is to breastfeed up until your child's like freaking 4 and 5 now. There's like a war now in the mom community. Apparently, some friends in my friend circle that I heard about, you know, one of the moms was like shaming the other one because they don't want to breastfeed. Or they said that, breastfeeding is super important. And if you don't do it, then you're, hindering the kid from nutrients and blah, blah, blah. And I get that, but it's just like, I wasn't breastfed. A bunch of people aren't breastfed. So it's just, I don't know. I don't know how you feel about that as a mom, but I just feel like everyone should stay in their lane.
I think,
I don't know.
well, I think with women in general, everybody just has something to say. And unfortunately, women are some of the hardest on other women. And
Mm-hmm.
it comes to body shaming. It could come to, oh, she wears lashes. She don't wear lashes. She, dyed her hair. She, like it literally is like we are so accustomed to tearing other women down.
Yeah.
General. And so when you add on to that motherhood and, people's viewpoints in terms of just in um, their, when I was pregnant, like I would have women that just would come up and try to like attempt to touch my belly. Like especially when I was super big, they'd be like, "Oh my God, how bad? What do you do? You think you're about to pop?" And it's like, "Whoa, slow down, boundaries.
Right.
I don't know you. Like, don't be touching my belly." Like, think about like Black women when people feel the need to touch our hair. Like, it's just all these different things. But as it relates to what you just said, that's been a common thing in general is that everyone feels like they are the best mother or the best parent and their way is the only way. And just because, mom
Yeah.
A,
It's all the comparison.
it's all the comparison. Just because mom A was able to breastfeed for a year, maybe because, she wanted to, or maybe because she just made the sacrifice and really didn't want to, but she read up on the benefits and was like, you know what? I'm going to give this a go. But for the other mom, B, who's been pregnant and had a baby, she may not produce milk. That's a thing
Mm-hmm.
too. She
Yeah.
may not.
She may not want to.
And
Fuck it. Maybe she just doesn't want to. That's not your place. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. And the third mom is just like, I don't want to do that. Like, that requires, that's a second job because people don't realize breastfeeding is another job. Like, it's another job. You have to constantly be pumping.
yeah.
And, even sometimes you have to pull over and pump,
To pump.
if
Yeah.
if you're working full time and you've got other kids or other priorities, and add on to that another full-time job of not only taking care of your kid but pumping, I would totally understand why someone would say this isn't for me and my kids.
Yeah.
And
I think what's happening is that because we do live in such a social media world where everyone broadcasts everything and share everything, it's like people now feel like they have a place to share about your life, what you should be doing. You know what I'm saying? Because you may open up the window. Maybe you are posting a picture of you feeding your baby with a bottle, and they're like, "Girl, you need to be not using that bottle. You need to." It's like because you share, people think that gives them the right to come in and judge you or tell you what you should or shouldn't be doing. And it's just like,
and I've even seen comments people like, they, again, when you breastfeed, even if you're not pumping, let's just say you have your baby and the baby's crying because they're hungry. It is natural for you to be in public and your baby be hungry and you don't have to lug a pump and you put your baby on your tit. Maybe you have a shield or whatever. But
mm-hmm.
I've seen tons of comments where it's like, oh my God, that is too sexy. And it's only because we've sexualized
Girl, everything.
We sexualize everything. We make it very comfortable. And that is a natural part of, I mean, think about it. I mean, the human body being able to feed another, first of all, produce a human, bring human life into the world, and then also be able to literally eat off of the human body. That is amazing in itself. So to shame somebody, I don't care where you are, if they're in restaurant, in the grocery store, they're not bothering you. That baby is being fed by
At all. Mind your business.
mind
Like, I don't know why it's so hard for people to mind their business. It's like the easiest
go in
thing in the world.
the room.
Like, I don't understand.
Private because my fucking baby's hungry and you go in private. You know what I mean? Like it's none of people's business to
No.
themselves into someone else's household, and whether you
Yeah. Their life, their
know people,
body.
I'm sure you got
Oh,
people that are like, Whitney, when
but
are you gonna get married? When are you gonna have a baby? Are you, maybe you get that, maybe you don't. I have some friends that don't have kids, and
of course.
every Thanksgiving, they got that auntie, they got that uncle, so you ain't gonna bring nobody to the, blah blah blah, and it's like, mind your
Of
fucking business.
course.
Maybe I am dating somebody, but I don't want them around y'all crazy asses because you can't even keep a wife. So nobody likes to look at themselves. Everybody likes to point the finger and focus on what you're not doing or what you should be doing. It's crazy.
Exactly. Speaking of, this reminds me of something else, and then we can hop off of here. But remember, I think it was like last week or something, Portia Williams from Real Housewives of Atlanta posted a picture of her butt, and I think she showed like a little bit of her stomach, and she said this is what a natural non-lipoed non-BBL body looks like. Okay, a little fupa for those who don't know. This is what a real natural body looks like. Blah, blah, blah.
Girl.
So there was all types of comments after she posted that. And what's funny is that when she posted that, I said, why does this sound like shade to me? Like she sounds like she's trying to throw shots at somebody. So my spidey senses, I done went over to all the housewives pages to be like, oh, well, who the fuck got lipo, whatever, blah, blah. I'll check out Candy's page on YouTube. Literally the day before Portia posted this, Candy posts her plastic life story, and she talks about all the lipo she's had. She's had a breast reduction, and she actually took the cameras with her when she had just got her recent breast lift. And so she's just like, I can be honest. I know a bunch of people hide about this stuff, but I'm not hiding it or whatever. Less than 24 hours later, Portia feels the need to hop on social media and show people her body and say it's so natural, and put down people who had lipo or whatever. And I'm just like, Portia, first of all, girl, okay, I don't know if she's gotten any work done or not, but it looks as if she could have. From looking at her old pictures to her new pictures, it looks like she may have had a little bit of lipo. Maybe she got some body sculpting. Who knows? I don't know. Either way it goes, it's just like, we know for a fact you got your boobs done. So you have full breast implants, okay?
Right.
And I don't know why you think you're like the poster child of natural beauty. I'm so confused why you, like, are we up here with our natural titties talking about, well, this is how a natural rack looks, and all you heifers with boob jobs, you need to just let it hang naturally. Like, no one's doing that to you, right?
Yep.
So it's just like, I don't know why people feel the need to hop on some soapbox and compare themselves to everyone else and what everyone else is getting done or not getting done. It's just, it shows a real lack of security, in my opinion.
I agree.
I don't know why people are just pressed, so pressed.
And right, what we know for a fact, this is what we know, right, is that men don't give a damn whether you have a fupa, a flat stomach, stretch marks, no stretch marks, real titties, big titties, small titties. A man will cheat on a woman with a bought body or a natural body. I mean, you just do fucking you. Like, I don't understand.
That's it.
We're back to the women shaming. Like, Portia, girl, you still aren't, like you said, you're not the poster child of like the bomb badass bitch. Like, you're pretty, you're cute, you're Portia. Moving on. Like, we see 20 million women look just like you. You're not, you know what I mean? So it's like, it almost feels as though like when people, like, I had a cousin, right? And she is definitely annoying. I said I had a cousin. I still have her. She's still my cousin. She got married, and it took her several relationships to get to where she's finally married, right? Well,
Mm-hmm.
after she got married, she then put out a PSA on her Facebook, and it was like, these are reasons why y'all can't get no man, y'all not got no husband.
Not right after she got married.
Girl,
She been waiting, child. She was
married
waiting.
7 minutes. Chill. Mind you,
Girl.
a divorce, unfortunately. But my whole point is, stop with the whole trying to make it seem as though just because you now have something, we didn't ask you for that FUPA advice. Thank you, but no thank you. Right? Like, girl, just go on somewhere. It's so annoying. It really is.
It's very annoying. And I had to pull up Portia's post because I was like, did she delete it? I thought she deleted it, but she didn't.
It comes across very thirsty, like,
Very
like,
thirsty. And I'm like, girl, you just freaking took somebody's husband that you met at the hookah spot like last week. Like, I'm just saying, you're not the person to be putting yourself on any platform to try to be like, oh, look at me and look at y'all, get y'all shit together. Like, no, no, Portia, no. And I like
I
Portia,
love,
but no.
but stuff like that. People like, why? Like, nobody.
Girl, for what?
Who asked you? Like, who asked? Did somebody ask?
It was shade, and I'm pretty sure, I don't know how the new season of Housewives is going, but I'm pretty sure my gut feeling tells me that maybe her and Candy have some little shade shit going on. But I don't know. I just feel like, oh, that could have been a Marlo too, because the last season of Housewives, it was a big thing that Marlo had just got lipo.
Yeah.
So,
because I'm like, Candy's very outspoken with her plastic surgery, so much to the point where, girl, she's got a whole series on YouTube right now of all the surgeries she's had, and
she do.
She don't mind. She don't mind.
She do. She did not say. I mean, I still feel like she had fat transfers to her butt, but she says she has not. But especially going back looking at the old Housewives to now, I definitely feel like she does. But there's something about, in the Black community especially, for celebrities at least, they can admit to every single surgery, but it's like they don't ever want to admit to fake butt. That's like not what they'll ever admit to. I don't know why, but that's just how it is. Back in the 90s, nobody wanted to admit to fake boobs. Everyone was like, oh, it's mine, natural, whatever. So it's just the times, that we're in.
I just gained a little bit of weight.
Yeah, and you can gain weight, but when your weight shapes like this.
I've been working out. What I needed to do to get 448.
Hey, to each his own. Live it up. But yeah, I'm just done with people's opinions because I'm just like, everybody got a damn opinion, but it's just like, it's like they forget about themselves. I don't know. It's like they go out the window. Like, Portia really stood up there like, this is a natural body. Like, girl, you just told us all last season you got your boobs done. I'm just so confused.
Right.
I don't know. It's funny.
Right. So yeah, that's something to be said about that girl. It's a whole thing, and it's weird. It's very strange.
It is.
But
yep, that's all we got today.
We got this.
This is random, but I just started watching, because I have nothing else to watch, Real Housewives of Potomac.
What do you
like? I have never watched it, of course.
I've been telling you too, if you ever find time to watch it.
Yeah, well, I think I'm getting through the boring season. So I just got through. I mean, not to say it was boring, but it was, it's definitely getting spicier as the seasons are progressing. Um, I just started the third season and it's just like, okay,
What do you think
it's
of characters? Let me ask you this: what do you think about Karen? What do you think? Because she's my favorite, but what do you think?
oh, Karen is so funny. And of course she would be your favorite because she's like super like, oh, bougie, class,
She's
all of your
like,
peasants.
has
She's funny.
giving it how it needs to be gave. Like I just love Karen. She's hilarious.
Yeah. It's a bit humorous too, because like I grew up in Potomac. And it's just so funny how they speak of Potomac because it's just like it is a very high luxurious place,
Okay.
but there are like regular people that live in Potomac too. So it's just like it's funny when they're like, they kept saying, "Oh, I have a 20854 zip code," and it's just like I had that growing up too, and I lived in a section of HOC houses, so it's just
Well,
like,
one of the things that I haven't really figured out with Potomac is, and I'm not saying because I know that. Well, speaking of this group, in comparison to the other franchises, I have yet to see anybody's house just be bad. I mean, people still be having white appliances, older like outdated kitchens. Like the house is like huge and it's big and all the things, but I'm thinking like, is it just outdated? Now the one Monique, I don't know if she,
yeah, I'm about to say her house is
but I
amazing.
don't
That's about the only house I've
know,
seen.
make she just seemed like she stayed really far out from everybody else. So is that Potomac?
No, she lives in Potomac. Well, I'm on the third season, and then third season they bought a brand new. Well, I wasn't. Her husband bought a whole and balcony and terrace.
Right.
But the thing about Potomac is that it's an older city, so it's just like those places are big and large and mansions, but unless it's like brand new, that house has probably been there for decades, so you have to renovate it.
Right.
It's a mansion, but you got to renovate it.
Right.
um just like freaking LA, like LA is old as hell, you know what I'm saying? Like you have to find something new or get something renovated in LA because Beverly Hills is old as hell. Like that's just an old area.
Renovate. Like when I see people's homes in general,
Mm-hmm.
franchises, they're the insides look updated, and it was just one of the things where people were throwing shots at everybody in Potomac, and I'm thinking like, all your
Yeah,
house really is the same. Like I mean, it looks, they're big now. Monique's, I thought her shit.
Monique is the only house that's actually a huge house. And Sharice, I think Sharice had a very nice house with her ex-husband.
Yes, yes, I forgot about
um
yeah.
but everyone else's houses is very basic. But even though it's basic, because that area is so expensive, that house is still $1.2 million. You know what I'm saying? Like it's an old house, but it's expensive.
Yeah, I mean, I
So they're gloating about it, but it's just like everyone else is just like,
anyway, I'd want to stay in a house because I like that it's super nice and decked out. So I know they're expensive because the area is just like they're so catty with each other. I'm thinking like none of y'all really even living in nothing that outshines the next, in my opinion. Like all y'all,
girl, none of them got it like that. Except Monique. From what I see now,
correct.
Monique and her NFL dude, they got their shit tight.
Monique
You know?
thought about a part of the cast because to me in my mind I felt like she stayed so, her lifestyle was so different from everyone else's.
She was a real like balling housewife.
Correct.
Like,
Correct.
and that's why old girl, what's her name, Giselle, she
Yeah.
was hating on her from the jump because Giselle is very catty.
She's so gorgeous. I just don't understand why she is the way she is.
To me, she would be so much prettier if she had a better personality. Because it's like she's cute, she's pretty, but it's just like I thought she was way more beautiful before I got to know her personality. I don't know. She just comes off very unappealing to me, and I don't like her hair. I feel like her hair brings her down. Her hair is a very ashy blonde. Like it needs that blue shampoo to take the brassy out of it. Her hair is super brassy. It
Girl,
looks very, I don't like her hair.
they go in on her attire too. Giselle cannot dress at all.
No, nobody on this show
But no,
can dress.
and in all fairness, nobody on that show can dress.
The fashions are
Trash,
horrible.
trash,
I'm just like,
trash.
where are y'all living? Like, goodness gracious.
Candace, I do like her house. I forget about Candace. She comes a little bit later on. I don't know if she's been introduced.
I may not have seen her yet. I'm only on the 3rd season, so
I don't know if she's been introduced yet, but she's married to the.
Is she married to the white guy?
Yeah.
Okay, I think I just got introduced to her, but I think they're still downsized right now. I think they got to upsize,
evolutionize and stuff like that. But she comes from money and all that. Her mom, whatever. But yeah, she to me is someone who I'm like, okay, Candace, she do be coming with the fashions in terms of anybody else on that show. Anybody in terms
right?
Anybody else.
Everyone else is just like, oh my god, the fashions. Because even Ashley, she's the younger one.
Girl, Ashley,
she was the younger one.
Ashley,
she can't dress at all either.
Ashley are neck and neck to me, baby. Like,
who?
Giselle and Ashley.
For what?
Just fashion. Like all dress. But if I had to rank them, I don't even know the ranks because I don't have like an opinion. Like Karen, she can't dress neither, and I like her personality out of everybody. But anyway,
yeah, they all dress like older Caucasian women.
Yeah, nobody really can just dress. Robin, poor Robin. Oh my God, like.
Poor Robin. I don't know. I'm really interested. She's who I'm most interested to see where she is right now because her whole story with the husband who's not her husband and them getting robbed and broke and then he got a girlfriend on the side. I'm like, this is a mess, honey. I just can't believe.
Girl, just keep watching.
Like she is a real life. I'ma stick beside him. Like that's really her. I'ma stick beside him. Like I'm just like, no, everybody's like, why? You're beautiful. Like, go out there and get you a man. And she's like, no, I'm gonna sign him.
I'm gonna be single. These people don't go out here. It's like
I'm like, but it's like they got divorced. And it's just like y'all are just playing house at this point, and Juan is out here in the streets. Like us.
But people like her, in my opinion, women like her, I feel like they what's the word I'm trying to look for? They're so dead set on what they have pictured their life to be with said person that no matter what someone says, no matter what it truly is and what it really looks like, Robin has been dead set, and as you'll see, like you said, stick beside him. Like, I mean, it could be blatant. It could be Robin. He literally just came back from another woman's house. You know that, right? Like, there is no family dynamic. You could do this you could live somewhere and, it would hurt me more to raise the kids and have a man come in my house knowing that he, like.
Are you watching? You watched the newest episodes, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So once I get up to date, we can wrap it up and everything. I don't really know what's going on now.
Right.
But I heard that this season is like the best season.
I mean, it gets better. The seasons.
People are saying, the only reason I'm watching it is because Real Housewives of Atlanta blogger basically made this video about how Real Housewives of Potomac is getting more support than Real Housewives of Atlanta now.
Well, yeah.
Because they're saying it's better at this point. And it's just like, wow, really?
Right. Well, yeah, because what we've seen with Atlanta is it's getting tired. Like we're talking about in the media, is there just nothing happening in people's lives no more? Like it used to be at Housewives of Atlanta, they had real true tea going on. Like
every episode used to be.
Like now they have to create bullshit. Like bullshit. Marlo looking at me crazy. Oh my God. Like it's just stupid shit. Because
I wonder what's it like, who's gonna be coming back next season for that?
For Atlanta?
Yeah, I'm interested to see.
Yeah.
Because I know Portia don't want to talk about all the drama.
She's gonna have to.
I feel like she's trying to deflect from that storyline of her being,
Andy's definitely not going to let her do that if she wants that.
I know. Yeah, it's like if you want that check, but I don't know because she quit her serious job
Girl,
and
but if you really peep game, Simon is like okay with being on the show. Like you could tell he likes the.
he wants to be seen. Yeah.
So he's like he found his next victim. To be honest with you, with me, because I'm like, he get this helps his business. This helps him stay relevant. This,
Word on the street is she may be pregnant.
girl.
So who knows, girl.
I mean, her and her baby daddy seem okay with it. So, you know,
Right. Yeah.
who are we? who,
I'll be watching.
who I,
Real Housewives of Atlanta got me already, so I'm gonna stick beside
I'm
them.
gonna stick beside him.
They got me hooked.
But what you were saying as far as Potomac, yeah, Potomac definitely has outshined Atlanta just because to me, it's like it's a fresh cast still, even though it's been, what, 5 years, 6 years, whatever. It's still new, it's fresh. It's, their drama is starting to get a little stale to me just because, again, I think that's just.
Oh, okay.
But they've started to introduce other characters, which make it a little bit more spicy, and it's still. I'm not bored with it yet. You know what I mean? Like I faithfully watch Potomac. So,
Oh,
yeah,
well, I just started, so
yeah,
interesting.
it's good. I mean, it's good. It's good. So I can't wait till we can really talk about it, and
Right.
because I definitely have my thoughts on things. So
Yeah.
it's there.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
I'm about to hop off of here.
a certain number of events person.
Girl, that's a spam person.
Oh,
That ain't nobody.
get in the live.
But we've been on here for a minute.
How do the spams get on the lives? Now this is just how do the bots get in the lives now? That is creepy.
Girl.
Ugh. Okay. All right. Well, until next time, y'all. We will holla at you later.